but just from a performance perspective, this thing blows. 2024 Corvette C8 3LT with the Z51 package. For those who don't know, the 3LT is essentially an interior and creature comforts package. You get things like front lift, which is very useful and also doesn't impact the driving dynamics at all. But the Z51 package is the performance package that you care about. It's a little bit over $6,000. You get 5 more horsepower, very important to mention that. Also adds an ELSD, a shorter final drive, performance exhaust, upgraded brakes and upgraded cooling, PS4S rubber, upgraded springs and dampers, and you can also option it with MagRide as a separate $2,000 option. Just keep that in mind because not every Z51 has MagNaRide included, but definitely an option I would recommend. We've got 245 section width in the front, 305 in the rear, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, 6.2 liter naturally aspirated pushrod V8, making 495 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque, and I love that that's all exposed. The car is completely stock, literally just Castrol SRF brake fluid. It even has the track alignment, but the factory spec track alignment. We've got double wishbone front and rear with aluminum control arms, weighing in around 3,700 pounds. And of course, an 8-speed dual clutch transmission. The owner, Paul, a gentleman and a scholar, optioned this blue exterior, blue interior. I think it's very fun. I'm all about unique colors, not doing the boring thing. And dude, the build quality, the interior, like the stitching, the how soft the leather is, really impressive what Corvette has done. This ridge or cliff of buttons here, I actually am a fan. It just feels more special, more driver-centric, but a lot of people find it too cluttered. I'll let you decide that. Also, it's matching my Boulevard Lunar Pilot, the blue on blue. The seats, by the way, are very comfortable and supportive. Love the seating position where you're far low and they actually telescope the wheel far enough for you where you don't feel like you need to raise your back too far up and you don't need to scoot your butt too far forward and squish your legs. So really great seating position here. Visibility isn't the best, but look, bam. Change that from an actual rear view to a camera feed. Very useful. Square steering wheel is a bit polarizing. Definitely ugly, but it's because of the screen behind. My Lotus Emira also has a squared off steering wheel. I don't think it's as ugly in that car, but I'll tell you more about how my Emira compares to this as we get going. Let's engage that nose lift. And starting off in tour mode, I love how relaxed the car is. You can use this as a daily. It can be quiet and comfortable, especially with that huge dynamic range of the MagNaRide suspension. It's still stiffer with the Z51 package. It still feels very sports car, but it's not punishing. Quite a rigid chassis as well. You can feel that the suspension is doing all the work. It's part of the reason why they say they can't do a manual transmission here. And part of it, of the rigidity, comes from this transmission tunnel where adding the hole with the manual transmission would compromise it. Let's go into Z mode. Press the Z button once. Press it again to engage Sport ESC. We're going to go into manual mode as well. Gotta love that otter. That is our little G-force meter. Dude, this car is just so good. Redline right at 6,500 RPM. redline, the 6,800 RPM redline in my Lotus Emira really bothers me, which is actually higher than the 6,500 RPM redline here. And you can argue, you know, naturally aspirated V8 versus supercharged V6, maybe that's part of it. What I'm trying to get at is that it's less about the number, it's more about the character of the engine. This thing will build with you. You feel the sound and the character change as you build through the revs, whereas the Emira cuts you off as soon as you're having fun. See here, the engine note and the sound and the vibrations. It's a journey as you build through the revs, and in the Emira, it only starts getting good towards the end before it cuts you off, and that's the issue I have with that car. Very similar price point, right? The Emira first edition, 105. This one as spec is 95. You can get both of these cars cheaper if you want. The Emira that I have is fully loaded. This one is also just about fully loaded. Both are mid-engine. The Emira you can get with manual. But just from a performance perspective, this thing blows the doors off of my Emira. This thing is so much quicker. And while I love that car, the engine in this is just so much more special. But I'm also a sucker for naturally aspirated engines. If you want a manual transmission, obviously you can't go with the C8 Corvette. But this DCT is quite good. It's not quite PDK Porsche level, but it is the next best thing. You also have adaptive dampers here. The Magnarite is phenomenal. Wow. Now steering, I don't love the steering in the C8 Corvette, but it's not as bad as a lot of people say. No, it does not have anywhere near the level of feedback as the Lotus Emira as an example. That's hydraulic, this is an electric power assist. Let's go back into Tour. It has a little bit of feedback, but it's very direct, good weighting, good speed to the ratio, not overly darty. And we're gonna go back into race 1, which now stiffens up things even more. This is a true dual duty vehicle. You can take this to the racetrack, beat on it, have a great time, and also daily drive it. Comfortable, quick, then go and enjoy the canyons. It is a do everything vehicle. For better and worse, because as we all know, part of the reason the rear end is so hideous on this car is they want to make it extra wide and boxy to accommodate golf clubs. Because they knew their clientele, right? Their target demographic, and that's important to them. Is this as special as the Z06 that we reviewed on the same road? Of course not. The Z06 has a flat plane V8. That car feels like it really needs a racetrack and feels like far too much car on a canyon road like this. But at what, half the price? A lot of Z06s are going for around 180K. You definitely are getting way more than half the driving experience with this. Now for me, based on my priorities, a lot of you guys know I care more about steering than the average person. So the steering here would bother me. I want a manual transmission vehicle because we're not going to have very many. Oh, that guy's doing an illegal overtake. Let's give you a pull. 1.6 is faster, but this is already plenty quick. So yeah, going back, the manual transmission in the Emira is important to me versus an automatic. Not that this is a bad automatic, it's a great automatic, not quite as good as PDK, but still very, very good. Very immediate upshifts, downshifts, smooth. But for me, as we're moving into the mid-2020s, manual sports cars are becoming more and more rare, and that's something that I value. So steering, the transmission, how special a car feels, I think because you see so many of these everywhere, and because it is so nice and refined inside, whereas the Emira does have its own little quirks, the Emira does feel a lot more special behind the wheel, even though this is faster, even though this has a better engine. Seats here are also a lot better, far more comfortable and supportive. The build quality, the interior materials also a lot better in this Chevrolet, which I never thought I would say. But I'm grateful as a car enthusiast that we have these options, because either way you go, you can't go wrong. This is such a competent vehicle. It may not pull at my heartstrings the same way that a Lotus Emira does, but they both have such well dialed in inputs, from the paddle shifter feel to the brakes and the throttle. They both have great, well, the Emira has great steering. This still has very good steering for E-Pass, just a lot less feedback, a lot of strengths as an E-Pass unit. But I'm curious, what would you pick? A Lotus Emira like I did, or a Corvette C8 3LT with the Z51 package like Paul did? Big thanks to Paul, the owner, for letting me review his Corvette. If you want your car reviewed, visit us on jabalandcars.com. Fill out the form on the homepage. Much love, my friends, and I'll see you all in that next one.